Hey guys, so I'm gonna be taking advantage of, it's slowed down a bit here at work. So while I'm at work, I'll be on live in case you guys have any questions or anything you want to know about, my content, everything I do, how I'm playing, maybe the lessons I'm taking or anything like that. And I can answer them for you. So I'll be here working. If you pop in, feel free to ask anything you want, drop it in the chat. I have the chat live option on, so we'll be able to see it. But let me know. Hey, how are you guys? Any questions you have, feel free to drop them in there. Anything at all. I'm at work, but it's a little slower than usual, so I'm taking some time to answer any questions you guys may have, or any suggestions you have, any content you want to see. Just let me know. Definitely would love to hear from you. Actually, just took a lesson at Costa again with Coach Metz. That was our third lesson, so pretty excited that I'm continuing them. But I did feel like I plateaued a little on that third lesson. Something about the loose grip, he was getting pretty frustrated with me about loosening the grip, and I wasn't quite understanding how to loosen the grip because I feel like I'm not gripping the club hard at all. But he wanted me to almost barely be holding it. It was pretty tough for me. I don't know if you guys have any tips you've gone through this of having the loose grip while you're coming through. He kept repeating that on a scale of 1 to 10, if 1 is like barely holding it and 10 is super tight, I should be at like a 5. And he says I was fluctuating between 7 and 10 the whole time. So yep, definitely poor coach had his work cut out for him on that last one. But also worked on keeping the head still, keeping the head in one place. It took me to a place that there was a mirror in the course, and in front of that mirror he made me do practice swings so that I could see how the head position would move in the middle of the shot, and I have to keep it still the entire shot. That way I don't move my center of gravity, or that way I don't stand up from the shot, which is something I do wrong a lot. So it's pretty cool to learn that. But yeah, I gotta hit the range. I'm gonna try to get out there in Maurice today, hit at least 100, 200 balls. It's just it's much more boring than going out to play, so I have a hard time getting that discipline to actually go to the range and hit 200, 300 balls. I'll go to the range and I'll hit 30, 40 balls, but that's not real practice. You gotta get up there in the numbers. You gotta pump out professional numbers to really practice what you're being taught, and I just don't find that fun compared to actually going to the course. Going to the course is awesome. Every hole's different. Even if you have a really bad hole, which is something that I enjoy. You have a really bad hole, but the next hole might be much better, so I feel better about that. But I don't know why. I'm having a hard time motivating myself to get out to the range. I gotta get out to the range. And then the whole loosening the grip thing, I don't know. I feel like I'm making it tighter because when I want to bring it down super hard, that's when I'm making it tighter. So that's another thing. Everybody's been telling me that in the comments. I've heard it loud and clear. Don't try to kill the ball. Don't try to kill the ball. So I think that's a major one. Dirty Nighthawk, what's good, sir? Have you what have you seen? What have you liked from the content? What do you want to see in the future? Talk to me. What do you think of what we're doing? And you guys know the main goal for 2023, which I told someone the other day, and they're like, "You can't possibly be serious." The main goal of 2023 is to get my handicap below 24 on the Grint app, which is the GHIN one that I use, because that way I can go to one-day events with the Florida Golf Association, and I can play in those one-day events and see really good pros and play with them. I think that would really, I guess, inspire me to keep going and keep having fun with this. So that's my main goal for 2023. I think it's doable because the lessons it's night and day from what I was doing before to like what I'm being taught. Now I think it's just a matter of hunkering down to practice everything I've been taught. Like I said, I got to do at least, 1,000 balls a week is the goal for the practicing, but obviously I would split that into like 3 or 4 range sessions, so maybe 250 a session for 4 sessions. And if I fall short of that goal by 1 or 200, I don't think it's that terrible because it is a lofty goal. But I really got to practice that so that then after I can get out there. This weekend I'm going to do Palmetto Golf Course and Briar Bay. It's going to be Saturday and Sunday, so if you guys are out there in the morning, let me know. It'll be fun. But I feel like Palmetto's first 9 holes are more challenging to me than the latter. And since they're under repair, they're only letting you play 9 holes. I went about a couple of months ago. They said you could only play the back 9. I don't know if they already finished and this time we'll only be able to play the front 9, but if it's the back 9, those seem to be a lot less challenging. There's no water. I can walk to wherever I hit the ball and hit it again. And that front 9 has a lot of water intersecting the middle of those fairways. Oh, thanks, man. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to see that you actually noticed the improvement. It's crazy for me because with those courses and with the classes I'm taking, and I still have a bunch left. I prepaid. I have 8, and I've only done 3, so I've got 5 left. But what's crazy to me is that if you do everything he's telling you, everything I'm being taught, and I'm sure it's not just him, it's every golf coach, once they teach you how to hit and how to do these things, it does become a lot more feasible to get a par or to get a bogey, stuff like that, not to max out, because once you're hitting even your irons, forget your driver, because he told me I'm not ready for the driver yet. He wants to really make sure I'm doing good with the irons before he lets me get the driver, because this is a way longer club. It's a different dynamic. I went to play Davey last weekend with only irons. Obviously, I'll have a miss hit there. I'll try something cool for the camera once in a while. But if you focus on just the hits, if you're going 150 yards, that's 2 hits to get pretty close to the green, and approach shot. And if you can 2-putt, that was a bogey on a par 4. So it becomes more attainable. But I'm slacking. I'm slacking on the practice. I told the coach, he was pretty disappointed, and he could tell. He could tell right away. I didn't even have to tell him. I told him, and when I told him, he said, yeah, I knew it from the moment I saw it, because you're tightening up on the grip, you're trying to murder the ball. Things are being done better, but I still have a long ways to go. So glad some of you guys are along on this ride with me. Definitely. Yeah, man, if I could just get that handicap down and go to those one-day events, that'd be super fun. Me and the wife, and hopefully my dad wants to join me. We can drive up, and me and my dad will go to the event. Then at night we can all hang out, have dinner, and it's a fun time. It's a family time. So out of curiosity, everyone's out golfing again. There's no snow. There's still snow in some parts of the country, I think, right? Where courses are still bogged down, or the snow's melting, so they're cart path only. I don't know. I guess because I was talking to a friend of mine right now, and he was like, when is the golf season? When's the good season to golf? And I was like, man, year round. And he's like, what are you talking about? And we take it for granted. I'm down here in Miami, and when we're down here in South Florida, no snow, not that much rain. We got a hurricane season, but it's nothing crazy with quantities of rain. You get a hurricane, it's obviously crazy. You're not going to be allowed to play. North Texas been stormy. Oh man. But nothing like the floods a couple of years ago, right? We're keeping it cool with the storms, because that was rough a while back. I can't imagine what it did to courses, and it did mess up things for a lot of people, so hopefully it's a lot less rain. Down here, I think the only bad rain we got was those 2 hurricanes that went Naples, Orlando, all the way across the Florida peninsula, but it wasn't anything too crazy. But yeah, we take it for granted that like, hey, golf all year round. That's definitely, for me at least, it's a good source of exercise year round, because I don't know if you guys could tell, but I'm not really hitting the gym or the treadmill too often. So the golf course is my fun way of getting out there, walking around a bit, hitting a few balls. I'm going to try to hit Mel Reese today. And yeah. Palmetto is 9 holes. Briar Bay, which is also in South Florida. In case you guys ever visit, those two courses, Palmetto and Briar Bay that I'm talking about now, they're public golf courses, but it's a funny thing in Miami that the public golf courses are really well maintained. They're actually pretty cool. And over here, the Briar Bay is an executive course, so it's actually got 9 holes, but you know, a couple more par 3s than the typical golf course. It's pretty well maintained. You've got carts, everything's super affordable. I think it's like $25 or $35 for 9 holes, one or the other, which in Miami is great. Because I know in other parts, when I went to Indianwood, that was funny, which was up in Jupiter. I went to a place, it was called, I think, Indianwood Country and Golf Club. And I go to check in, and I had booked it on Golf Now. Golf Now was like, I think it was $49, $50. And it said, well, for $50, here you go. When I checked in, 18 holes. And she gave me a voucher. And she says, you're also going to get lunch. And I go, okay, what does that mean? I've never had that happen before. She goes, you get a free lunch with 18 holes. That's why our price is so high. And I was like, that's crazy, because, you know, there's a respect for golfers, and there's a respect for the fact that it's a sport and we all kind of want to play. In Miami, I think that respect is fallen a little bit out the window. Some golf courses are charging $60, $70 for 9 holes sometimes. Or they don't have a 9-hole rate. They make you pay for 18 holes, even if it's 9, no matter what time of the day it is. Others that have 18-hole rates that can go as high as, and I'm not even talking about the trumps. Sometimes I'm talking about, you know, one that comes to mind just off the top of my head the other day. Well, Miami Springs. Miami Springs is one. Miami Springs is a really nice course. I play there all the time. If you want to play there a Saturday morning, it's $90. $90 is a lot of money. And I don't really think Miami Springs is up to par for a $90 price. But anywhere else in the country, for the most part, correct me if I'm wrong, you can tell me down there, $90 that's going to be a real nice golf round. It's going to be a real manicured place. It's going to be incredible. Sir from LaBelle, Florida. Look at that. I've been to LaBelle. $86, no free lunch. See, that's what I mean. That's what they're doing out there in some places. I get look on Golf Now right now. It happens all the time. Some of the courses I go to down here, there's a really nice one, but you know, I'm trying to find the name right now. I saw it the other day that I want to play. And by the way, I'm not talking about crazy luxury, because I understand. I live close to the Biltmore. That's one of the most renowned golf courses in Florida. And that one, you know, that one's $170, but I get it. People are traveling from all around Florida and from all around the world even to come to Coral Gables to visit. And while they're here, they want to play around the golf. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the fact that sometimes these prices are out of control for just a regular rinky-dink course, no bev cart, nothing crazy, and questionable greens. Here we go. I just hopped on Golf Now. Miami Shores is a good example of that. Miami Shores Country Club, of course, I understand. We're talking about, they have a resident price and a non-resident price. Nobody ever gets the resident price because, you know, very few people that are from there are the ones who are booking on Golf Now. Could be as much as $90, $100. And the last time I was in Miami Shores, half of the course was flooded. So half of the holes had to be cart path only, and they were long holes. So you had to hit near the cart path or go walking like I was. One hole was so flooded we couldn't even play it. And 2 other holes were cut down, so they would call it a par 3, and put a yard sign where you had to hit, even though you paid full price to play, and full price of $90 is quite a bit of a full price. That didn't even include a water bottle. That was just you walking on there to play. So yeah, sometimes they get a little out of control. What else do we have here? Miami Shores was a really good example of that. Because the Biltmore, the Biltmore could be $160. It's not bad. It's a pretty epic course. See, Miami Springs, like I was telling you, $91 in the morning. The Trump National Doral is obviously one of the most expensive ones ever. That was $545 for primo times. I want to go one day just to experience it, because for $545 I have to be able to come back here, do a video, and tell you worth every penny, or oh man, I don't know who priced that place. But that's a questionable one. $550 for golf in South Florida. It's got to be really, really pristine. But they do have that enclosed course, so they probably did some cool stuff there. Palmetto, Miccosukee always a good deal. Another weird thing some golf courses are doing now, I don't know if they're doing it in your neck of the woods. I'm talking about Miami, Broward, West Palm. Some of them only let you book for twosomes. You're not allowed to play as a single player. And that's because there's one that I love. It's called Hollybrook. Hollybrook's really nice. It's $55 on the high end, $37 on the worst times. But Hollybrook is in Pembroke Pines. It's really cool, really great, really perfectly maintained course. But if I want to book it, I have to book for 2 people. And I don't know, sometimes I can't get someone else to come out with me. Sometimes I want to play by myself. Which, by the way, is part of the reason I love golf, because it's hard to, as an adult now, it's really hard for us to get together with friends. It's really hard for you to say, oh, me and my 7 friends are going to do this activity. Yeah, good luck. One's got a kid's recital, the other one has something going on, the other one's mother-in-law's in town. Golf, I can just pick up my bag and head out whenever I want. And I actually end up meeting pretty cool people when I'm out on the course. I played with a lot of random people that are cool. Some of them we've exchanged numbers and said, hey, we're here again, but life goes on and you end up never seeing them again, but mostly cool people you meet on the course. Really hard to get people together for any other activity. Basketball, you gotta get 5 people together just for your own team, or 4 if you want to play somewhere. You can go and play with random people. It's not going to be as fun because you don't know anyone probably. Baseball is one that I don't even know how people would ever, because I know people have softball leagues, but that must take some professional level of organization for you to get a softball league together. With how many people do you need? I think it's 11 per team, so kudos to them. But what I like about golf is I'm going to grab my bag right now. I'll probably be done working in about an hour or 2. I'll grab my bag, head out to that range to start practicing 8-iron through pitching wedge over and over again, and that's it. I don't have to depend on any other buffoons to join me. Well, guys, I'm gonna head down and check what everybody else is working on the shop floor. Thanks for hanging out with me. It was cool talking to some of you guys. And Dirty Nighthawk, thanks a lot for being here. Thanks a lot for talking to me. I hope you enjoy the content, and hope to see you guys on the golf course soon.